Next one is GitHub. I believe all of you must have used GitHub, except the non-IT people, right? So those of you are not part of the IT, right, software industry, right? So all those of you like Monica and others, those of you already worked on some software projects, you must be knowing GitHub, or you must have used some other version control software. So VCS, version control software. In short term, they use the term called VCS. VCS stands for, say, this is kind of, fancy thing, okay? VCS, version control system. GitHub is a version control system. What do you mean by version control system? This is one of the important steps that you need to follow as a software developer. Okay, you need to maintain the versions of your code. Okay, so for that you have different you have something called GitHub and Bitbucket. You have something called Bitbucket. This is an alternative to GitHub, and GitHub is another thing, right? So this it is a web-based platform. Okay, it's a cloud-based service. It facilitates the software development process using the Git version control system. Okay, so it offers the version control feature. Okay, it provides a platform for version control. So this is very much important. Whenever you make changes in your software code over time, you want to track. For example, you create a report today. Okay, you name that as a version 1. Let's say you created a report. Okay, let's say sales revenue performance reporting. And so what you did, you this kind of version 1, you just checked in. There are two terms you must have heard about: check in, check out. What you do is, let's say your name is let's say John. Okay, and today you developed this report, and then you checked in this code in your GitHub. Okay, and what happens, this report, the release management team or QA team, they come and pick up, and then they do testing everything, and finally everything goes well, they deploy it in the production. Fine. Later point in time, the business users, they come back with some additional features. Okay, so what happens is, after 6 months, right, after 4 months, after deploying this report, right, 4 months after deploying this version 1 report, the management wants to have some additional features in the existing report. Okay, and so what you do is, you take that report, the version 1 report, and then what you do is you make changes to this report. Okay, sales performance, make changes, try to include some additional visuals. Okay, some additional charts you included that shows some other additional information. Okay, and then what you do is you name there's a version 2. And then again, same process. It goes to the QA system, they test it, and then everything goes well, they deploy. For example, when they deployed, something goes wrong, right? The report itself not available. It's, they did it everything due to some reasons. Version 2, they are not able to deploy it on the production system. In that case, what they do is, at least try, can you take the version 1 and deploy it? Okay, even if I don't get the additional features, let it be there. At least the base report, can I get it? Yes, because you stored all the relevant codes, report file, everything in the GitHub, right? So you follow some systematic protocol, you store it here, and you go back and pick up version 1 and do it. Right? The same thing is applicable. Whenever you deploy anything, something goes wrong, at least you have the previous version and you can revert back. Okay. For example, everything goes well, you deploy the version 2 of the report, new version of the report, which incorporates the new requirements to meet the users, right, or the management's thing, right? You incorporate, everything goes well, and finally they look at this report, and after a period of time, they said, no, I need the version 1. I don't need this one. It's confused. Too much of information overloaded. I just want the previous. Yes, you already mentioned, you can track, on which date, which version, what changes you made, everything. You maintain it here. Okay. So it's a repository voting service, hosting service. Okay, here we create some repository, and that is where we keep all the files, right? So, and that is kind of repository voting. It allows the developers to store their code apart in the cloud. Okay, so this enables easy access to code from anywhere, guys. Okay, so let's say one developer is in India, and let's so right, in typically if you see any IT service within software company, you have the offshore team and on-site team. Okay, you made some changes to the report. Okay, you cause a V1 and then you checked in, and it is available on the cloud, right? So GitHub and version, an on-site person, right? During daytime, this guy, on-site guy, right? On-site coordinator from, this guy is from Cognizant. See, in Cognizant company, a specific project, supply chain analytics project, they have close to 20 people are there. Okay, and here you have almost 15 um, staffs are there working at offshore in India or Chennai or Hyderabad. Okay, and on site, let's say two on-site coordinators from our Cognizant staffs are deployed. They are the one talking to the customers, American customers or UK customers, and they understand the requirements. They are the one point of contact for you. You tested everything, and you checked into the version control system. What they do is during the daytime when they have when they have the discussion with the customer, and suddenly the customer, right, second day when you have a discussion, they say, no, this is not. Sorry, we made some mistake, and can you make some other changes, right? They go and check out the code which you checked in using the GitHub, and then they check out and they make changes, and then they check in back. It is available. Okay, that's why I said, right? It allows the developers to store their codes in the repositories of GitHub Cloud. Okay, so this gives us the easy access to code from anywhere within the internal, the projects or something like that. Okay. And also, right, it's kind of a backup, right? And redundancy for your project. It gives you some kind of redundancy for your project. And you have so many versions. If you make changes to the report multiple time over a period of time, you will find multiple versions. But later point in time, when they see, right, let's say new management comes into picture. Let's say, someone acquired your company. They want to understand, what period, what change they made it. So why they made it, right? If they want to see it, they can see it. Got it. So this is pretty much about the GitHub. Okay, I just show you the demo how you can connect to the GitHub. I will just connect to my GitHub. So you guys can also go ahead and it's a free thing. You can go and sign up with the GitHub page, GitHub repository. You can create a username, right? You can create your credentials there. You can also create the repository there. And probably you can take a look at Google, sorry, the YouTube videos. A lot of videos are available. I just press enter. So github.com, this is my ID, okay, fantasy 200K, and Power BI, this is the repository name. I created it here, and you can see that. If you guys want to access the files, let's if you think, right, you find it a little bit difficult in terms of connecting to my website, downloading file, you can directly go here and download all the files. Okay, click on the code. Next to the code, if you click on the drop down here, you will find the download zip. If you click on it, all the files will get downloaded. But this is not the one up to date, but still, right, all the files that are necessary for you to get started, it's all available. Okay, coming back to GitHub, right? How do I access this thing? For example, here, I just want to open this, the customer, he tells you, hey, the data is available in GitHub. Now the question is, you might be asking, so a while back you said you have, the report, uploading the report, but now you're saying data. Data also, you can store it there, okay? And here, how many of you heard about it, version control for data? That is also available, okay? But here, since the volume of the data is less, they loaded it here. They tell you to go and pick up the file from here. What you do is you just click on this file, but you cannot download it. Okay, let's assume that way, right? And you can click on it, and then you click on, see, this is the link, right? Just, copy this URL, Now you can see the data that belongs to feb.csv file, and you go back to your Power BI desktop and click on get data, and still you need to use web. Whenever you use the URL, then you need to use web connector. You can click on it here, and I'm going to hit OK. Scraping the data from websites. For that purpose, we use the web connectors. Here we got connected from Power BI desktop. I'm able to connect to that file, but unfortunately, I don't see all the data, right? I can see only column one. And even if you don't have any option to scroll towards the right side or something like that, you have Unicode, and you have different origins are available here, but it's not much helpful. I just click on close here. I just go back here. What's wrong here? Okay, what I'll do is I'm going to click on the raw. You need to click on raw. Yes, when you click on raw, you can see something like that. Okay, I'll show you again. Yes, I'll show you, Shraddha, don't worry. Okay, she wants me to slow down a little bit. Look here, can you see the raw here? This is what I clicked on it, Shraddha. Okay, you need to click on this raw here. When you click on it, you will see something like that. And you select this one, copy the URL, and I go back to my Power BI desktop, and I'm going to select the web connector. I'm going to paste this one here. Hit OK. Great. Now we are able to view all the data from that file, right? So all the columns we can view it here. I'm going to hit load. That's all. And wait for some time, it will get loaded. What are the steps involved here? You need to ask them the GitHub repository name. And definitely before sharing the repository name, the URL, they would have given you the privilege. Okay. For example, they have created the Power BI repository. This is the repository. Repository is kind of database. Okay, kind of a database. Okay, they created already something called Power-BI, and it is available everything here. But you cannot directly pull this CSV. Well, they gave you the file name. You can see the data here. But if you use that URL, it is not working. You need to click on the raw. With the raw, when once you click the raw, it will show the raw data. You need to pick up that URL and you need to click on it here. You'll get look here. Here you can see that on the right side. Can you see that here? The file got loaded successfully here. And you expand it here. You can see all the columns belong to that, and you can go back to your data view, and you can see this one here. Fine. Yeah. Yeah, version control is that is not the scope of this training program. If you wanted to learn GitHub, it is really great if you know the GitHub also. I would suggest, right, you can go and watch some videos related to GitHub fundamentals or GitHub tutorials. You can search it in YouTube. You can find some basics of the videos, right? You can go and if you know what is how to clone the repository, how to clone the repository, how to add files to the repository, everything, right? Basic commands, if you know, that is enough, okay? Anyhow, it is too early to, do everything, okay? So, but if you are so curious, you can go and do it, okay? That is really good if you learn it, okay? But this is the basic thing, okay? If they give you the data that is available on GitHub, you can pull it directly from the GitHub, okay? See, Shraddha's question is, why can't I download it to my laptop? and then can't I load it from my Power BI desktop? Okay, that is what our question. See here, that is not the process. According to them, according to the customer, you need to directly connect to the GitHub. You need to pull it there. Okay, they don't want you to download it. Let's say no, you don't have download option, right? What will you do? So in that kind of situation, you need to know how to pull the data from GitHub. You have to pull the data directly from the GitHub to your Power BI desktop. Should be knowing that, okay? And for you guys, right? As I told you, if you want to download the project, the files, you can go to this URL, and next to the code, you will find the drop down. Click on it, and if you scroll and you find download zip, if you click on this, all these files related zip file will get downloaded. You can use it. Okay, that is a different thing. Okay, but now you understood how to connect to the GitHub and pull the data directly from there. For you, the assignment is try the XLS file. I have shown you the CSV file and see is there any way that you can pull the data from an XLX file. It is available already here. Anyhow, I'll share the link to you all. Give it a try. I believe most of you have the laptop. Those who do not have laptop, don't worry. Anyhow, I'm not going to cover SQL Server this weekend. Next weekend only I'm going to cover. But in the meanwhile, if you can arrange your laptop, it will be good because hands-on is very much important. Okay. Hope you understood how to pull the data from GitHub, right?